IsFree right about now, IsFree now.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Chibi. I'm going to be your host for this evening, and this is the Right About Now Poetry Presents the Virtual Slam Head-to-Head Edition. So we are so excited to kick this off for y'all tonight. We do this twice a month where we pit 8 poets in head-to-head competitions for a chance to win $100 cash prize. So that's what's going to happen right now, okay? We got 8 poets. They're hanging out in the background. They're chilling. They're trying to stay cool in this Texas heat. I don't know. They're not all in Texas, but these are poets from all across the world. And what's going to happen is they're going to compete head-to-head, one-on-one, for a chance for $100. So we're going to start with 8 poets. It's then going to whittle down to 4 poets. It's then going to whittle down to 2 poets, and 1 poet is going to walk away $100 richer. And you know how that's going to happen? By audience vote. Y'all get to decide who the winning poet is each round, okay? So you'll hear from 2 poets, and then immediately afterwards, we're going to drop a link in the comment section, and you're going to have to vote for who you think won that round. So only 1 poet gets to advance from each bout, and I'm so excited for it. I mentioned not all these poets are from Texas. Not all of y'all watching are from Texas. So, we're watching the comment section. Let us know where you're coming from. Let us know how you feel. Let the poets know how you feel about their work. You hear some fire lines? Quote it in the comment section. You trying to influence the rest of the audience as to how to vote? Do that in the comments section. So make sure you utilize that comment section, y'all. That's the way you do it. Hello again from Milwaukee. Yes. So tonight, in no particular order, you're going to be hearing from these 8 poets. It's going to be Zachary Kluckman, Georgie Lee, Cassandra IsFree, Danny Strack, Chiereme Fortune, Andy Markert, Rihanna Jane, and Mary all coming to the stage right now. These poets are all coming to you live from wherever they are currently. So all of our bouts tonight will be absolutely live, and you are the ones that are going to decide. The order has already been decided for the first round. It is random. I don't think you saw that, and that's fine. You don't get to see it. You'll find out soon enough. So the order is random. The pairings have already happened. After the first round, we're going to continue the tournament bracket style. So the winner of bout 1 will go on against the winner of bout 2. We will flip a coin to see who goes first. And again, your vote decides everything. So, couple of quick things for the virtual world. 2-minute time limit. All right. 2 minute and 10 seconds, 10-second grace period. At 2 minutes and 10 seconds, the poet's mics will be muted, and that is the end of their poem. There is no time penalty here in the virtual world. It just is what it is. What they got in is what they got in. Props and costumes are allowed. Because typically in a poetry slam, anything that is accessible in the venue is not considered a prop or a costume. In the virtual world, your home is your venue. So anything that is accessible to you is absolutely allowed in the slam. I think those are all the announcements that I have to make. You all know how this goes. We just bouncing. We're in the middle of summer. It is hot, and it's going to get even hotter with this poetry. Somebody is joining us. It's 3 a.m. Queen. I don't know where you at where it's 3 a.m., but thank you for joining us for this amazing poetry night. Your voice matters. From Namibia. From Namibia. Okay, your voice matters. Make sure you click on that link to vote, which gets to the heart of the matter, because my poets are ready. We've been here for an hour. We were sound checking. We're getting ready. We're gearing up. We were chit-chatting. We're socializing what we do these days. But my audience still has to get their voting fingers warmed up. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a sacrificial round. For the sacrificial round, we have 2 videos of poets, of 2 videos of poems that we're going to play for you. We're going to drop a link in the chat. This is your chance in the comment section. This is your chance to make sure that you have access to that link, that you can click on it, that it works for you, that you can vote, that you can let your voice be heard. Because again, you decide the winners tonight. So, shall we get started then? I think we're going to get started. Coming to you first. Again, these are videos. All our competing poets are live. Coming to you first in the sacrificial round. Y'all throw some love in the comment section for Timothy Dwight.
I don't know shit about taxes, but I for sure owe the IRS a gang of money yet. This $21 barbecue Beyond Burger with tempeh bacon still slaps, so won't you come celebrate with me today? For Beyonce, in all her graciousness, had the nerve to say, hold up, before I let go. And Frankie Beverly and Mays called that shit a hit, so the summer lit, and my great aunt passed away, but that's okay, because my cousins and I smoked in a Camry before we got here, so the crying don't hurt as much, and we still got enough blunt for the after party, because music is playing, so somebody gotta dance, and my brother just got that new job, so we're laughing in the middle of the road like little-ass kids with grown-ass nigga bank accounts and no fear of a street light, and in Brooklyn, you don't get to see the stars at night. But that's alright, because I know they're there, and looking up at a big stretch of black ain't never bothered me none, and the gentrifiers try it, but they ugly, so I spare no energy on their injuries since their face is already an insult, and my favorite auntie called me a demon last summer for the way I love. But if hell exists, that means heaven does too, so I guess we'll figure this out once we both get there. And my father hasn't spoken to me this entire year, but that's okay, because I kept his name, so he's never that far away, and I ain't even mad anymore at the HIV. It just makes my blood a little more bangy. I met God last night, and they told me the key to life is putting on for yourself. And I think that is the story of the first brick. How Marsha P. Johnson said, bitch, I'm too cute for this. And Sylvia Rivera sucked her teeth and replied, bitch, yes you is. And she threw that shit. And black people, we don't hope, we wish. So I wish a pig would sprout some wings in the year of 2020, because bitch, I was born too cute for this. And I roll with an army of light warrior sisters that'll tuck the crystal between their knuckles before they snuff you. It can tell your rising sign just by the way you walk into the room. I'm talking transatlantic magic in the way my fiance was attacked by 5 niggas in a club for being queer but did not flinch and came home to me after looking prettier than they ever did. And my mother, please, this here's her part so nobody else speak. Because I gotta tell you, Miss Renee is Gucci. State cut off her food stamps, but she's still eating. Spent this entire last year sober, so don't worry about what she drinking. And the fire that made her is the same fire that made me too. So this burn is a glow I wear proudly in me. Won't you come celebrate me today? For I am blacker than I ever been, and gayer than I ever allowed myself to be. Phenomenal woman, yes, honey, that's me. In the engine on my father's 1998 Nissan Maxima is still rumbling. And my brother is in a passenger seat with the map outstretched on a dashboard, etching us a trail with his index finger. And my mother is in a back seat with me, singing Aretha's R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And I am forever 8 years old, staring out the window, watching the entire world whip past us, thinking, we'll certainly reach the end of it soon. But the land, y'all, the land just keeps on going. Thank you. So.
All right. That was Timothy Dwight kicking off the sacrificial round. That was the first poet in the sacrificial round. Next poet in the sacrificial round is going to be Chibi.
There's a boy with a poem that you need to hear, and it is uncomfortable. This boy has an erection and just got called on in class and now has to walk very, very awkwardly to the dry erase board. He does not know why he got an erection. Sometimes these things just happen, okay? Maybe he got an erection because he thinks that Mr. Garcia, the English teacher, has a hot ass, but this boy is uncomfortable and probably will not admit that until many years later because he wouldn't want to upset anybody. Many years later, this boy is done worrying about making everybody else comfortable. He will no longer conceal his joy, his lust, his pleasure. He will proudly display his erection for everyone to see. His poem is about cocksucking. This poem might make you uncomfortable, but this boy is quite comfortable addressing the pink elephant trunk in the room. He has a bone to pick with you, the same 7.5-inch bone that picks confession and salvation out of the back of his throat. He hums hallelujah with communion in his mouth to help you come to Jesus. This poem is titled, Mom, don't read this poem. Unless, of course, Mom has a problem with the way that two individuals show love to each other, in which case this poem is titled, Mom, please read this poem. You all need to stop pretending like you are offended, like you are disgusted, like you don't love burying your face bush deep in the sexual organ of your partner or partners of your choosing. But this poem will not tell you what to do with your body just because we have different parts or preferences. This boy will not tell you how to worship your lover just because we have different ideas as to how we pray on our knees. This boy is tired of listening to rhetoric. He will not apologize for what he puts in his mouth when you won't apologize for what comes out of yours. Every hot coal you speak, every commandment you spit at us, every law you think will break us cannot compare to the strength that comes out of this mouth and the love that comes in it. Everybody say, ah. Say, ah. Good. You have a mouth and a tongue, and this boy can think of two things that those are good for: orgasms and education. This tongue can make you come, but let your tongue tell me that my love is wrong. Tell me that we don't deserve your rights. Tell me that God didn't make me this way. And this mouth will teach you a thing or two and make you wish the next time you came better prepared. This boy is a man now. This man has a husband. Try and take that away and see if this head don't give you whiplash. Now, if you'll excuse me, this mouth has a poem. I mean, revolution. I mean, husband. He has to finish.
All right. Show love in the comment sections for all the things. We've already dropped the poll, people. We've already dropped the poll. So check the comment section. We dropped it again. You have 1 minute to go vote. All right. There were two poems that you just witnessed. You got to vote for one because only one can win. And that's the way these things go. That's what it's called. That's why it's a head-to-head. All right. Timothy Dwight v. Chibi. It's polls. It's there. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that right now, because I'm not going to say anything else until the polling is closed. But make sure you go vote. Click on it. And then also come back into the comment section and trying to influence everybody else to vote for who you voted for. All right. It's high school senior class president all over again. All right. And as poets, we have all been deeply traumatized by high school popularity votes. So yes, I agree with Shelley. Not fair. I don't make these rules. These things just happen. All right, people. Gonna give you about 10 more seconds. We just dropped the poll again. Got to click on that link. Go vote. In 5. Closing those polls in 4. Closing those polls in 3, 2, 1. All right. Polling closed. Yay. People voted. I see that people have voted. All right. Winner of the sacrificial round is Chibi. Okay, now I have to note. All right, I don't decide the sacrifices. This was put onto us by our producer. I deeply hate him right now because I feel awkward as fuck. However, Y'all got a chance to vote. You have absolutely tried it out. You know how it works. We're ready to get into the real battles, okay? Ready to get into the real battles. Let's get into it. Happy Pride Month. Side note, next week is right about now is Pride Open Mic. So tune back in next week. I'll be hosting. If you are a Right About Now supporter and you want to perform at the Pride Open Mic, go check the group. We already posted about it. Moving on. Let's get ready. It's about to get started. Here we go. Coming up first, to the virtual slam in round one, bout one. Y'all show some love for Mary. Mary, you already have some love and supporters in there. They're just shouting your name. Where are you coming to us from?
I am coming from Texas, Port Neches.
Okay, all the way to Texas, Fort Neches. Coming up against Mary is going to be Danny Strack. Okay, Danny, I know this, but tell the rest of the world, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. All right, Battle of Texas coming to you here. Danny, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Mary, you're up first. The stage is yours.
Logic fell short today. Everybody's fighting each other for the same thing. News you can use is scarce and bet it's consumed by negativity. We choose the news, the lesser of the two, and call it nonconformity. I said a prayer today. I don't know why I try. I guess it would just be nice. I find it odd to pray to a God that there's a God up there who can save me. Truth be told, our souls are getting old, but hope is still something to believe. Chaos ensued today. Everybody tuned into the tubes, view destruction, high definition, on demand, and for free. They watched in horror and fear as the end drew near and authorities looked away. We started a war today. We took all our guns and our knives and set them all to the side. We held up our fists and cried, "You'll lose it all your tax dollars and votes, if we all just slit our wrists and died." And so they say, we were built to behave this way. Hardwired, tired of calculating something to say. Our actions are mechanically well-oiled. Our thoughts are fine-tuned, then forgotten and spoiled. The ministry of our industry has us convinced that we are the sin of the century. And they say it's all included in the seclusion they provide, with no solution, no constitution, and no place to hide. And how dare we dream up a scheme to redeem our self-esteem, self-conscious, self-judgment, self-righteous adjustment. Is it so hard to believe that in the scheme of things, it's only us? We are everything. Thank you.
Y'all show some love for Mary. Throw some purple hearts in the comment section. Some purple hearts for Mary on the psychedelic purple side. If you are rooting for her, if you enjoyed what she put down. Coming up next on the neon green side, Danny Strack, the stage is yours.
Similes are like metaphors. We all just like them more. Balloons are like similes. If they're strong enough, you can fill them with anything. Helium, water, orchids, rabbits, bananas, large wooden blocks, planets. It doesn't mean they'll always float. An artist's creative impulse is like a balloon. If you put nothing in there, all that comes out is empty. You got to get out there and fill your head with some life. It's only when you're all topped up with new experiences swishing around in there, like your mind is a test tube in a happy scientist's lab, or like all your new experiences are floating in tire tubes down your river of consciousness. It's only then that they really get to hang out, discuss their dreams while you dream, and like make baby ideas. And once your balloon is full of baby ideas, all you have to do is squeeze the sides and whoosh, out comes the art. Now, it's not all good art. Some of your ideas suck. And when art goes poorly, you squeeze the side and the balloon goes, which is the worst, almost enough to burst your bubble, but it's worth it for those moments when it does work, when it goes so well you can tell it's working as it comes out, like your experiences are cherry stems being tied into sailor knots by your tongue, or like they're square sheets of bright paper, and somehow you found a way to fold them together into an origami orchid bud so beautiful it could somehow be interpreted as the ultimate representation of life, or at least like an excellent expression of symmetry and form. Those moments are they're like really good.
Y'all, that was Danny Strack on the neon green side. Throw some green hearts in the comments section if you like what he was putting down, if you feeling it, if, you know, similes and metaphors are your thing, whatever it is, you throw it in there, people. Show some support, because right now what's going to happen is you have to choose between one of these two amazing poets, because only one of them gets to advance to the next round. Okay, that's the way it works. It's a head-to-head. So we're going to drop that link in the comment section in just a moment, and then y'all are going to get your voting fingers on. That's the way it's going to happen. Link has been dropped. I'm starting the timer. You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute to decide who's moving on to round 2 for a chance to win $100. Is it going to be Danny Strack on the neon green side, or is it going to be Mary on the psychedelic purple side? Only one of these poets will advance. Only one of these poets will advance, and you get to decide. I'm seeing lots of different hearts. I'm seeing hearts all over the place. Yes, it's a Texas showdown, Aspen. You right. But only one person can move forward, and you have to decide that, people. You have to decide. And you don't have a lot of time, okay? We live in Texas. They like to restrict the amount of time we get to vote in this state. So you can only vote for about 10 more seconds, because that's the way it rolls, because we got a show to run and we have to keep going. So, all right, we got people trying to influence each other. I see green hearts. I see purple hearts. Yes, meh, I know. We live in Texas. 5, 4, 3. Also, Texas is a little bit awesome. 2. We're just held hostage by a red state government. 1. Okay, voting is closed. Voting is closed. We're closing the voting. Closing the voting. Moving on to the next round is gonna be... I forgot what we discussed as a contingency plan. Do we just leave it open for another 30 seconds? Is that what we decided? My brain just booped. We have a tie, people. So I'm going to leave it open for 30 more seconds to see if anybody that didn't vote goes and votes. If you already voted, you can't vote again. This is our first tie ever. We're living through history. Got 15 more seconds. See if anybody that's just like sitting there being like, oh, my vote doesn't matter. I'm just going to sit here. Your vote does matter. It's this close. This close. I can give you the numbers, but I'm not going to give them to you. Okay, we're going to close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing. Did we break the tie? Are we moving on? Do we know who's advancing? Boop, 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 boop. I'm waiting on my producers. It's great. I see it. I see the tallying happening. All right, moving on to the next round is Danny Strack. Y'all show some love for Mary. Thank you so much, Mary. Danny, we will see you in the next round. Okay, here we go, people. Our first tie ever. Okay, my heart is racing, and that's why your vote matters. Every vote matters, people. Make sure you vote, especially if you live in Texas, because the margin has been less than 3% for the past 10 years. Moving on. All right. Coming to the stage right now on the psychedelic purple side, y'all show some love for Andy Markert. Andy, where are you joining us from?
Closest town to me right now, Savannah, Georgia.
Okay, so he's out in the middle of nowhere is what he's telling me. All right, Rianna facing up against Andy is going to be on the neon green side. Rihanna, Jane, where are you joining us from?
Hey, I am joining you guys all the way from the UK.
All the way from the UK. All right, Rihanna, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. That means Andy Markert, the stage is yours.
Give me all your danger, but make it known. Give me all your risk, but let me mold you into a number. As a boy, I learned to reduce everything to a percentage as I let my body become collateral for every bet I ever made against myself. It's 50-50 this goes south. This person is 70-30. I can break them before they break me. She is a sure thing, right up until I say I love you. This will absolutely kill me. As I draw a needle out of a dying man to put it in my own arm, maybe I'll get lucky. If I'm alive today, it is because of how many times I lost. Everything a gambling of numbers as I played against a house called God and hoped I could win. So many of my friends did not. I wondered for years if I'd bet them instead of myself. Not tonight. Not again. Tonight I know that you are one of those people that I will always go all in on. I don't even check the cards. I don't want to. There's no point. People are not cards to be counted in a game where none of us are entirely sure of the rules. If all you add up to is 21, you aren't large enough to be with me. Fuck it. I can gamble on everything down to my body. But I won't bet on friends this time. All my chips are in the pot already. Dump all I've got on that red 28 and spin the wheel and throw the dice with wild abandon. In my favorite daydreams, I spin that wheel forever so we can all stand there in this moment, breathless, smiles bright, laughter ringing, and we are all winners tonight. And there are no messes to clean, no pain to run from. Each of us spinning our faith beyond mathematics, twirling up to the sky, and God, what a joy it is.
All right. That was Andy Markert. You all show some love in the comment section. He's hating himself because he ran up against that time limit wall, but that is okay, people. We got 2 minutes and 10 seconds of a poem. Throw some love in the comment section. Purple hearts if you are loving what Andy was putting down. Coming up next, gonna go ahead and unmute you, Rihanna Jane. The stage is yours.
Am I unfixable? A question I lately have asked myself daily. Approaching 30, I found myself pondering death almost daily. My earliest memory is a traumatic one, and that continued daily. See, I wasn't of age the first time my body would touch daily. Just about old enough to be spelling consent, but the rapes, they happened daily. Kinda kept in the family until habits and siblings needed feeding daily. Told to keep quiet because it would just rip the family apart daily. More and more bruises combined with more and more excuses daily. Turning school age and having a teacher do the same shit, only school daily. Going into foster care and being told no one would believe me anyway, daily. Being 13 and reminded I'm just another slut in the system, daily. Running away because too many people look the other way, daily. Told it's just a part of life, daily. Told to just get over it, daily. All of that and more had me thinking of being under a train, daily. I was done being treated like a child but fucked like an adult daily. Seeking solace in libraries to take breaks from being on my knees daily. Long shirts in the summer to hide the fresh cuts and burns daily. Short skirts, no underwear at night because bills had to get paid daily. I think back to the times when people had tried to kill me daily, and I find myself wishing they were successful almost daily. Pushed from pillar to post, over 35 foster placements, it felt like I was moving daily. 28 years of damage done, but in therapy, I'm reminded to try and take things daily. 3 years ago, I wanted a new start, so I created my own family, and for 9 months, I was sick daily. 1st November 2018, I gave birth finally. After 5 miscarriages, I felt so incredibly lucky daily. But not 2 weeks later, social services took her, and I was only allowed supervised visits daily. Despite not being a witch for over a year, I was trialed and tested daily, and eventually deemed too damaged to be a good mum daily. So 2021, I'm childless with more memories refusing to be exiled from my brain daily. It's okay not to be okay is a fucking lie, but when I'm 40, I hope to no longer be suicidal and sad daily.
All right, that was Rihanna Jane skirting in just under the time limits. got it in. Y'all, we've already dropped the link, so I'm going to go ahead and start it. Rihanna Jane, giving me blah, 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 blah. Things are happening in my head. We're going to have a separate conversation. All right, people, y'all need to throw it. Purple hearts for Andy Markert. Neon green hearts for Rihanna Jane. Show some love in the comments, but make sure that after or before you show the love, you click on that link and you go vote, because only one of these poets is moving forward. Only one of these poets is moving forward. And you get to decide, people. You get to decide. You got about 30 seconds. Okay? I see all the love coming through. I see it. Both sides getting so much love. And I'm going to need you all to just channel that love into clicks. All right? Click on the link. Vote for one. Is it going to be Psychedelic Purple, Andy Markert? Is it going to be Rihanna Jane, Neon Green side? Who's it going to be in 5? Level up 4. Level up 3. Level up 2. Level up 1. Okay, that's it. Closing. Voting is done. No more voting. That's it. You get fined if you give water to anybody voting. That's the way it's going to go. It is so close, but only one person is moving forward. Y'all, moving forward is going to be Andy Markert. Show some love for Rihanna Jane. Thank you so much for your poem. Andy, we will see you next round. Okay, here we go. Again, people, your vote matters. My producers are telling me, I hear it in my ear. It was a 1 vote difference, people. 1 vote difference. So make sure you're clicking on those links. Make sure you're voting. Let's move on. Coming up next to the stage is going to be on the Psychedelic Purple side. Cassandra is free. Cassandra, where are you joining us from?
I am from Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk, Virginia, East Coast in the house. And coming up against Cassandra is going to be Zachary Kluckman. Zachary, where are you joining us from?
All the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Southwest versus East Coast. Here we go. Zachary, you are muted. Cassandra, the stage is yours.
I used to worry about slamming with poems about being Black, performing poems about my melanin, about this brown skin, this mahogany with a hint of mocha caramel mixed skin. I worry because the rules say we can't use props when we slam, and because the rules state that a prop is something I have that not everyone else does. And the truth is that not everyone has this melanin, not everyone has this brown skin, this mahogany with a hint of mocha caramel mixed skin. And so I wonder if I perform a poem about the beauty of my blackberry and its sweet juice, and I've referenced the skin I'm in, if I'm breaking a rule, doing something wrong, because the world tends to make it seem that being Black is against the rules, that an increase in melanin means I'm more of a menace than a miracle, that my brown ain't shit but shit. They throw shade at our shade like being Black ain't been bomb. Tell us that being poor, broken is hereditary, that our genetics predestine us to be criminals. So we've brainwashed ourselves to self-hate, self-medicate with self-sabotage by falling into the traps of stereotypes they set for us. They told us we were derelicts, so they think that's what we became. They said we're poor, so they think financially ignorant is how we'll remain, that we were only destined to be single mothers and imprisoned fathers. They act like Black ain't beautiful, like dark ain't delicious, like onyx ain't outstanding, like ebony ain't elegant. Told us our brown skin equates to 3/5 of white men, like we aren't fully capable and wholly able of building nations on broken backs. Like brown and Black didn't bleed red so blue bloods could prosper. Please, I am proud to be Black, proud of the ancestry that lives in me. So if performing a poem about being Black while displaying this melanin, this brown skin, this mahogany with a hint of mocha caramel mixed skin, if it makes me lose points with society, if they say it disqualifies me, that's fine. So excuse me if I talk too much or talk too long about this brown skin. This skin doesn't need your grace period or your score, because it's already a 10.
Yo, that was Cassandra is free coming in on the Psychedelic Purple side. I'm going to need you to show some love. Do what you do. Purple hearts in the chat. Shout it out. All the damn things. Because coming up next to the stage on the Neon Green side, Zachary Kluckman, the stage is yours.
For those in recovery, bringing you into the world this way is like giving a knife to a child. You will continue to hurt yourself until your hand learns its role in the wounding. Let go. This is the paradox of strength. You are only weak until you believe you are the most powerful person inside your own skin. Everything outside of this is God or the universe or some anything with more power than you. This does not make you weak, only humble, only human. Your ability to surrender yourself to you willingly makes you something more. No more the medicine, no more the fear, no more the need to bury yourself alive while holding your own forgiveness captive. You have broken bruises open like ripe fruit. You did not need saving. Only pills, enough to choke an elephant with. Only whiskey, sex, bodies beside yours with names you almost remember. Bodies more broken than yours. Saviors in bottles, how ridiculous that sounds now. But your wounds do not have ears, or they would have listened long ago to your prayers. This is why you never needed enemies. Who could hurt you better than you? Pressing pillows over your face, hoping the air would forget your name as the ones who claim to love you run like false prophets before your storm. Hush, tornado. Surrender your spin. Only you have ever had the power to save you. That knife you were given is not a weapon, but the tool of an artist you endure. You have endured one day at a time, maker of clay, seeker of fire. You are the storm that no longer rages, the storm that shapes. You are breath, the space between stars. You are. The world does not need another hero. You are.
Yo, that was Zachary Kluckman on the neon green side. Throw some love in the comment section. You know what to do. Neon green, hearts, fire, whatever it is you want to do. We've already dropped the poll, people. We've already dropped the link. Get on it. I sound like AOL dial-up right now. Go click on that link. Go click on that link and vote. That's what you need to do, because only one of these poets is going to get to advance. Only one of these poets is going to get to advance to the next round. And you know what? That ain't fair. But neither is life. And neither is voting, actually. I'm sorry. I can't talk about voting without getting political. In any case, y'all got about 30 seconds. Y'all got about 30 seconds to go vote, because only one of these poets gets to advance, and your vote decides the winner of who's going to get to advance to the next round for a chance to win $100. Okay? $100. Cash money. And when I say cash money, I mean digital money, because, you know, that's the world we live in right now. But 10 seconds. Okay? I'm giving you 10 seconds. We're seeing some love. Psychedelic purple, neon green. Cassandra is free. Zachary Kluckman. Who's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up. Level up. Polling is closed. Polling is closed. Okay. Moving on to the next round. Is going to be. We shall see. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Cassandra is free. Y'all show some love for Zachary Kluckman. Thank you so much for your poem, Cassandra. We will see you in the next round. Okay, here we go, people. Here we go. Last bout of the first round. Coming up first to the stage on the psychedelic purple side. Y'all show some love in the comment sections for Georgie Lee. Georgie, where are you joining us from?
I am in San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, where it is currently hot, humid, and downright disrespectful. All right. And, always. And coming up against Georgie Lee on the neon green side is going to be Chiereme. Chiereme, where are you joining us from?
I am from Bowie, Maryland, so the DMV.
Oh, Bowie, Maryland. Probably not as hot as it is down here in San Antonio. Okay. So, Chiereme, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Georgie, that means the stage is.
I was born a legacy of Marsha P. Johnson. In fact, when I dance, I move in the same way a flying brick does. Be day-old mascara and chipped nail polish. wearing eyeshadow just to sleep. I am the Vogue scene before a white woman got her hands on it, but like a virgin, America is obsessed with my sexual organs, classifies my love and orientation disturbance until 1973, a real material girl, offering electroshock treatment to cure me from myself, and even in 2021, I am still a walking museum exhibit, a circus tour grocery shopping. I am the shame of my family's family when right outside the world is all yes, contoured cheekbones and tongue clicks. Straight girl sees me and sees her click. Once a gay bestie, but never a gay son. A handbag in her friendship fashion show. Strutting a cut crease cut out of a drag queen. Wants to quote Bianca Del Rio, but doesn't really care to know who she is. But not today, Satan. You can't protest Chick-fil-A and then give tithes every Sunday, as if organized religion isn't the actual fucking issue, as if conversion therapy wasn't solely based on the words from inside a cowhide's paradise. So may these bricks break barriers, and may these bricks break boundaries, shatter everything you've heard about us. Understand we are not only the rainbow, but always the pot of gold, always the promise of God, always the dancing brick. Thank you.
Y'all show some love for Georgie Lee in the comment section. You know what to do. Purple hearts, psychedelic purple representing. Throw some love in the comment section. Because now we're going to move on. Chiereme, you are now unmuted, which means the stage is yours.
All right. You've got that black boy magic, that wish they had it, that take on the world all by yourself. They don't understand how all your melanin makes you strong. You're not alone. Rise up, son of the Son of God. Too many brothers behind bars, too many unnamed stars to count, so sight see yourself beyond the dollar. And tell Bill to stop acting like it own us. In fact, dude owes us. IOUs don't add up. Black bodies treated like they tax deductible property. Well, God is landlord and he charges rent. His eviction is like rapture. They thought they solved us, but now they see you. Undying hope rising like riot smoke. Black lives have always mattered like hands up, sit in, silent boycott so loud they hear Martin's dream. I pray your strength. To David, every Goliath of fear that tells you that God isn't for you. God is beside you. God is behind you. God is above you. God is in you. God sees you, and God sent you to plow the fields of your identity and harvest royalty. Spit out the bitter seeds of hatred, enough bloodshed in the red seas of our ancestors. Black history is still being made, so reclaim your legacy. Black economic expansion starts in family, so wrap your seed in covenant and plant gardens with your last name in your future. From systematic oppression to generational wealth, you got that black boy magic, that wish they had it, that take on the world all by yourself. They don't understand how all your melanin makes you strong. You're not alone. Thank you.
Yo, that was Chiereme on the neon green side, rounding out the first round. I said round twice. Rounding out the first round, the last bout of the first round. Throw some love in the comment section. Neon green hearts, you know what to do. You know what to do. I think we dropped the poll. We dropped the link to the poll. So right now, what you got to do is click on that link. It is being the comment section is just being inundated. It is flooded right now with love for both of these poets. So we'll probably drop it multiple times, but we always drop it multiple times. There it is again. Go click on that link because only one of these poets can advance to the next round for a chance to win $100. Is it gonna be Georgie Lee on the psychedelic purple side, or is it gonna be neon green side? Chiereme? Y'all get to decide. I have no say in this. All I do is run the show. We just keep going. We just keep moving on. You got about 30 seconds, okay, people? Again, every vote matters. Every vote counts because it is always so fucking close. It's so fucking close. You want to know why? Because all of these poets are fucking amazing. Okay? That's what it is. I let you in on a secret. We have nothing but amazing poets here. So you have to vote. Your vote matters. They can't win unless you vote for them. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. And by 10, I mean 6. And by 6, I mean 4, 3, 2. I hope you voted 1. Okay, voting is closed. Voting is closed. Polls are down. Moving on to the next round is going to be Chiereme. Georgie Lee, thank you so much for that amazing poem. Chiereme, we will see you momentarily in the next round. Okay. Whew. Round 1. Done. I'm going to give all these poets a moment to breathe because we've gotten some questions in the comment section. Most notably, how do I compete? I got poems. I want $100 cash money. How can I get on the list is always the question, and it's real simple. All you got to do is go over to the Right About Now page on Facebook, WAN Poetry on Facebook, and click the blue button to become a supporter. $4.99 a month is all it is. You get access to the virtual slams. You get access to the virtual open mics. You get access to the Sunday Write and Chills. You get discounts on merchandise. When the live shows come back, you can watch the live shows from the comfort of your own home. All of that and more. Live shows are coming back in August. All of that and more can be yours for only $4.99 a month, which also means if you subscribe for 1 year and you come on here and you win one of these virtual slams, you have not only paid for a year subscription, but you got paid to subscribe to Right About Now. So go ahead and do that, okay? Go ahead and do that after this show. Okay, not right now, but make a mental note. WAN Poetry on Facebook, hit the blue button, become a supporter. All that and more can be yours. But that's for another time. Right now, we had 8 poets. We're down to 4. So coming up next, let's just roll right into round 2. Coming up not first, because we're going to flip a coin. Coming up, representing the psychedelic purple side, round 2, bout 1, Danny Strack back on the stream. All right. And against Danny Strack, Andy Markert. All right. I'm going to go ahead and flip a coin. Heads means Danny Strack, psychedelic purple side goes first. Tails means Andy Markert, neon green side goes first. Flip, and it's going to be tails. So unmute Danny Markert. Okay. That means Andy, the stage is yours.
The Oxford English Dictionary defines a mirage as 1, an optical illusion caused by atmospheric conditions, especially in the appearance of a sheet of water in a desert or on a hot road, caused by the refraction of light from the sky by heated air, or 2, something that appears real or possible, but is in fact not so. Doesn't that strike you as the most clinical definition of natural magic? How cynical the definition of our longing, that it has the audacity to judge as real and possible when all great longing is impossible. Aren't we all just chasing hot air, reflecting the light of a promise? I grew up, chased a mirage called respectability, went to school, chased a mirage called life, ran away, joined the circus, danced like everyone was watching, found you in a supermarket, watched as you disappeared like sand through my fingers, each time, each step, chasing something through the street, thinking that all roads lead to Rome when they simply lead me back here to this place, this moment, where you sit on my goddamn horizon, shimmering in a light I'll never be the center of. Sometimes you look like her. Always just there, my beautiful mirage, the event horizon of my dreams, where all of time has stopped, a hush, fallen over a suspended moment of longing. It doesn't matter who or what you are, just that I need you. And what that dictionary tears away in its precision is just how beautiful you are. And it forgets just how fast this dreamer can run into oblivion. Teach me to seek with wild abandon. Show me there in the distance just how to dream.
Y'all, that was Andy Markert on the neon green side. Throw that love in the comment section, green hearts and all that jazz, because up next on the psychedelic purple side, Danny Strack, the stage is yours.
Over 40 years ago, the Supreme Court issued their decision in Roe versus Wade, finding for Roe, legalizing abortion in the first trimester and leaving the decision in the hands of the mother. The religious right hasn't stopped a moment since trying to overturn this decision. There's this Christian joke about a man of faith who climbs on top of his house to avoid a flood. As the waters rise all around him, his friends float by in a boat and offer him a lift. No thanks, he says. God will save me. Eventually, the man drowns. He goes before God and says, "What the hell? I thought you were going to save me." And God says, "Yeah, I sent you that boat." Some days, life is nothing but a struggle to keep your head above water. And some days, while struggling, carrying a new life into the world would be like carrying a boulder out into the ocean. You will both drown. For anyone with a womb, God built a boat and called it abortion. He said you can row. You don't have to wade out into the ocean and wait for it to drag you under. How could anyone seek to overturn that boat? Right now in America, there are far too many men speaking out against abortion, but this does not only affect a single gender. There need to be more men standing up for reproductive rights.
Y'all, that was Danny Strack on the psychedelic purple side. Y'all show some love in the comment section as I just throw things everywhere. That's fine. Show some love, some purple hearts in the comment section. You digging what he was putting down. We've already dropped the poll in the comment section. This is your chance to go vote. Okay, people? Starting that timer. All right? You got 1 minute to go vote. One of these two will move on to the final round, to the money round, for a chance to win $100 cash. Is it gonna be Andy Markert on the neon green side, or is it gonna be Danny Strack on the psychedelic purple side? Time will tell, and by time I mean 30 seconds. People, what are you waiting for? Click on that link and vote. Click on that link and vote. Okay. All right. We got stuff. We got things happening. I see just jumped in. I'm glad you jumped in, Christy, but you got to vote for one of these poets. Maybe you don't, because if you didn't hear their poems, I don't know. Wrong. Although a lot of people vote for things that they don't know what they're voting for. America. Okay. We got just 10 more seconds. I'm sorry. 10 more seconds, people. And by that, I mean 4 more seconds. 3, 2, closed. That's it. Closed. We're closing the polls. Polling, voting, all of that is done. Moving on to the money round is gonna be Andy Markert. That means Danny Strack. Thank you so much for your incredible poem. Andy, we will see you in the money round in just a moment. Here we go. Facing up against Andy is going to be one of these two poets. This is the second to last bout, okay? This is the last bout in round 2. It's getting serious. It's getting hot in here. I'm a little flustered, but you can't tell because I got a good coat of foundation on. Okay, coming up first in the second to last bout, Cassandra is free. And facing up against Cassandra, Chiereme. All right, people. Here's my coin. Heads, psychedelic purple goes first. Tails, neon green goes first. Don't drop it. Tails. So that means, Chiereme, the stage is yours.
All right. He was about his father's business. Man on a mission with a new education called salvation for the miseducation of a stolen people, reparations for a stolen inheritance. See, he died to make me his legacy. But we are still fighting pharaohs we can't see, plagued by an oppressive system that labels every shade of diversity public enemy number one. We live in the negative. Call it paycheck to paycheck, not knowing if we'll survive what's next. See, we get played if we can't read by the third grade. That's checkmate for more inmates. Don't let this system dictate who and what you are. You were chose, called to dominate. Both mission field and marketplace, we are in the business of transacting lost souls, coming together in the name of three in one. Father, Holy Spirit, and the Son, the three-strand cord that keeps me from falling out of his grace. So dust yourself off, get back in the race. God is rooting for you, and so are we. You can't be woke if you don't know that God is doing a new thing, resurrecting a generation of flatline dreamers. We are about our Father's business. Thank you.
Yo, that was Chiereme on the neon green side. Throw some love in the comment section. You know what to do. We got those green hearts going on. Because coming up next to the stage on the psychedelic purple side, Cassandra is free. The stage is yours.
For the people who say I don't look like what I'm going through, I guess I'm supposed to say thank you. But sometimes pain makes it hard to speak. See, it's the chronic pain for me. Nights where I can't sleep, mornings where I can't breathe, can't eat, because food always triggers it. Triggers more than people who say I don't look sick and so I must be okay, but they just don't see what it's doing to me because pain isn't always tangible. You can't hold it the way it holds you, and it's not loosening its grip up. So there's days when I don't even want to get up, days when the only thing worse than the pain would be not feeling anything, times when it's so crippling that the thought of my life ending don't sound all that bad, because it's the chronic pain for me, waking up in agony, aches that linger like an unwanted house guest in my body, once my temple, now crucifying me daily. I've become a living sacrifice, feeling forsaken. So when people tell me I don't look like what I'm going through, I cringe because they act like you can't be both beautiful and broken. It's the chronic pain for me. See, invisible and imaginary are not the same thing, because even on the days where it doesn't hurt, anxiety reminds me that the pain is going to return. So I wait for it, staring out the window like Celie, looking for Mr., waiting for signs that it's about to hit. See, it's the chronic pain for me. Sometimes it takes an extra hour, day to get me started. Don't get me started when I say the struggle is real. It's because it's a real struggle at times to exist. A chronic illness, no cure, just ways to manage it while trying to manage the damage it brings. But how do you manage when the only thing that helps chronic is chronic? Because my job is zero tolerance, and if I lose it, I wouldn't have the bread and butter for the butter anyway. See, it's the chronic pain for me. So please don't tell me I don't look like what I'm going through. It feels more insinuation than compliment, more accuser than optimist. I wish I was optimist to transform people's way of seeing an invisible illness. They say it's supposed to make us stronger because it ain't kill us. What it does is weaken the spirit. And this ain't a pity party. I just wish some things were different, like not letting how someone looks decide if you believe their condition. So for the people who speculate and tell me I don't look like what I'm going through, excuse me if I don't say.
Yo, that was Cassandra is free. Just nudging up against that time limit. Whoa, it happens. It happens. But we got 2 minutes and 10 seconds of a poem. Y'all show some love in the comment section. Throw some purple hearts. But before you do, or do that first real quickly. In either case, you need to go click on that link because we already dropped it, people. That's how we roll. So click on the link. It's the Poll Junkie link. You got vote because you decide who moves on to the money round, because only one of these two poets is going to move on to the money round. Will it be Chiereme on the neon green side, or will it be Cassandra on the psychedelic purple side? I got to come up with new sound effects, people. I'm sorry. So one of these two poets is going to move on, and only you decide which one that's going to be. One of these poets is going up against Andy. Will it be Cassandra is free or Chiereme? This is how we going to be. You got to decide. See, it's your vote that matters. I don't know what I'm doing because I can't freestyle to save my life. Okay. 5 seconds, people. 5 seconds so I can stop making a fool out of myself. Let's be honest, this is why you're here. 5, 4, you're not here for me, you're here for the poetry. 3, 2. Yes, stop me by voting. Help link, Maria said. It's there, Maria. It's there. Just because you just said help, I'm gonna give you the extra 2.5. 1. I want to make sure you saw it and you got a chance to vote. I hope you did, Maria. Okay, polling, it's closed. It's closed. That's it. I gave you plenty of chances. Moving on to the money round. Oh, Maria said the link was racist. It wasn't, I swear. Moving on to the money round is going to be Cassandra is free. Chiereme, thank you so much for your amazing poem. It was super, super close. Thank you for that poem. Cassandra, we will see you in literally like 10 seconds. I hope Maria got a chance to vote. If she did it, I don't know. It was close, y'all. Okay, here we go. Here we go, people. This is it. I'm stalling just to give the poets a moment because one of them just finished performing, right? So we started with 8. We went down to 4. We're down to 2. One of these 2 poets is walking away with some money tonight, all right? And once again, you decide the winner. And I'm really hoping. It seems like the link is working for most people. So we're making sure that it is as accessible as possible to everyone. This is why we practice at the beginning. So your vote's going to decide this. Make sure you're ready. Tune in. Zero in. It seems like we are having issues on the YouTube side from what I'm seeing from the links. The people that are commenting that are saying they're having problems with the links are people that are watching on the YouTube. So, I'm going to have to figure something else. Figure something around that. But we appreciate the feedback. This is an ongoing process, people. This is all new to us as we try to make sure that this is as accessible as possible and that everybody is able to. But if you copy and thank you, somebody. So the link wasn't clickable, but if you copy and pasted it, it worked. So seems we have some workarounds. We will troubleshoot this to make sure that this does not continue happening in the future. But I'm glad that we have a workaround. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the feedback. Now it is time to go into the money round. All right. 8 poets came in. 2 poets are left. 1 will walk away with some money. So coming up first on the psychedelic purple side, Andy Markert, back to the stage. I almost read your handle and said Meerkat. Thank you for confusing me. Facing up against Andy Markert is going to be Cassandra is free. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Where's my coin? Again. Heads. Psychedelic purple side. Tails, neon green side. Tails. So that means Cassandra is free. The stage is yours.
Every once in a while, I write a poem and dedicate it to a dead body. They say my words are cold like a dead body, double entendre. Like I'm cold-blooded in my bluntness, but then I'm cold like how cool I am when I blow these bars about Botham and Rihanna. When I write sonnets to the Sandras and epithets to the Elijahs. I never wanted to be like Poe and have a poem be popular because of its pain. Elizabeth Barrett Browning verses about Mike Brown. I just wanted to write like Whitman, but it's too close to white man, so I guess it's not for me. Gift and the curse is that I can be a voice, but don't get to choose to be a peaceful pen. No, I write poems dedicated to dead bodies, bullet riddled, choked out, hung juries, in a country where you can't kneel for a black man's rights, but on his neck is acceptable to many. Ironic like separate water fountains for the same black women breastfeeding your children. Like you can cook my food, but not eat at my table. This is where we live, America. A caricature of human nature where the racism booms and the bodies pile, and I write odes to Oscar Grant in them.
Yo, that was Cassandra is free on the neon green side in the money round. Show some love in the comment section. Throw some green hearts in there. You know what to do, people. Start to influence your fellow audience members because y'all get to decide who's going to take home some money tonight. All right, going up against Cassandra is free. Andy Markert, the stage is yours.
It is the summer the wind didn't blow, where the heat became the hands of an oppressor gently unspooling our bodies into sweet sweat waterfall. It is the summer I learned I love the smell of you. No breeze to break the endless oven of Brooklyn heat radiating off the pavement, hot enough to fry the eggs both of us refuse to get up and make. I tell myself I'm not hungry when I am always hungry. It is the July I woke to feel you naked, in my arms awake above the sheets, our bare bodies hiding no secrets except for who we are. It's so hard to tell if my arms are home or bear trap. Maybe we are both so used to standing still as a way to escape the predators, we do it to each other, a game of trauma chicken, forcing one of us to become the monster we'd rather be fucking. I always play the monster these days. I wonder if I'm beginning to develop a taste for it. I lean in and whisper a joke in your ear as your body moves with amusement and does not smile. I can feel when your body smiles. It is the first time in all the years we've chased one another, all the way up to this moment, that a space between us exists. Isn't it funny that all it takes is heat plus stillness to dissolve bodies into the water and oil we've always been? I swear those are tears in your eyes when you kiss me. Suddenly, I don't recognize the flavor of your tongue. You loved me, right? You ask. Like the stars love the night sky, I smile. That wasn't the question.
Yo, that was Andy Markert closing up the round, the bout, the slam, all of it. So these were our last two poets. One of these poets is walking away with some money. So we dropped the link. I'm going to give you some extra time. All right. I'm going to give you some extra time. So click on that link. It's in the comments. And you get to vote for one of these two poets. One of these two poets is going to be $100 richer. I wouldn't even say at the end of the night because, you know, like taxes and I don't know what's going to happen by the end of the night. But they're going to be $100 richer 10 minutes from now, okay? After that, we have no control as to what happens. But we are going to give one of these two poets $100. And yes, it is tough. It is tough. It's a hard choice. You have to make it. Not me. I'm a Gemini. We don't make decisions. Except when it comes to elections. Then we do. So one of these poets is walking away with $100, and you got to make that decision. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Andy Markert on the psychedelic purple side? Or is it going to be Cassandra is free on the neon green side? One of these two poets walking away with some cash money. We're dropping the link multiple times. Your vote determines this. It's been so close each and every time. So every poem, every vote matters. Every poem matters too, okay? Actually, that's not true. There's some trash poetry out there, but we're not gonna talk about that. That's not what we're here for. We're here to celebrate these voices, and these two poets did an amazing job all night long. This is their third time performing. I'm gonna give you 5 more seconds, okay? 5 more seconds. 4 more seconds. 3 more seconds. You all know my seconds are really generous, okay? 2 more seconds. 1 more second, and I am telling you, go vote for one of these poets. Okay, that's it. Done. Closing. Voting is done. Polls are closed. Our winner tonight, walking away with $100 for the Second time, y'all make some noise for Cassandra is free. Thank you so much, Andy, for the amazing poetry. Cassandra, say some words to your adoring public. You know,
Yo, thanks. Definitely, I'm so geeked for how dope Andy did, because Andy, I'm seeing Andy grow like so much, and that was so, Andy, I'm so proud of you. I'm not even gonna use this for me. Andy, I'm so proud of you. Keep doing your thing. I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, thanks, y'all, for real.
Congratulations, Cassandra. Congratulations on winning tonight's slam. Let's give a shout out to all the poets that we had tonight. We heard from Mary, Danny Strack, Andy Markert, Rihanna Jane, Cassandra IsFree, Zachary Kluckman, Georgie Lee, and Chiereme. Oh my God, what an incredibly stacked bout. Cassandra made a good point. This ain't the first time, people. We've been doing this for a hot minute. Some of these poets have competed multiple times. We've seen these poets continue to grow and elevate their writing, their craft, bring you amazing performances. So please tune in every week. Second and fourth Monday, we have the virtual slams for a chance to win $100. The other Mondays, it's just an open mic, so you can just come and enjoy poetry from all across the world, because we do have poets from all across the world jumping on these virtual events to share their work for y'all. I just learned a new term. A Mississippi second is apparently the way that I count. I didn't know that was a thing. I'll take it. Thank you, Mississippi, for your long ass seconds. Incredible work so far. Again, if you want to compete in these slams, all you got to do is click on the blue supporter button on Right About Now's Facebook page. $4.99 a month gets you access to this and more. At this point, Cassandra has been paid $200 to be a Right About Now supporter. What are you waiting for, people? What are you waiting for? We've had an amazing time. Next week, Pride Open Mic. I'll be hosting that. We will see you then. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll be back with another slam competition. So hope you guys had a great time. Poetry. Yay. Happy Pride. All that fun stuff. Until then, y'all stay safe out there. My name is...
Right about now.